Hi everyone and welcome to NCHC Between the Boards, a busy 30 minutes ahead as we get you set for this weekend's action. We'll take a look back at all of the NCHC series from a week ago. We've got highlights from all 4 series coming up within the league. Plus, it's the backbone of any college hockey program, the goaltenders, and it's been a challenging road for the North Dakota netminders so far this season. We've got their story coming up later. And we've also got a preview of what's ahead. Starting tonight, some key games for both teams that are playing within the league and for those playing non-conference style. We'll set you up for this weekend's action straight ahead. But we'll start with our Spotlight series featuring number 19 Minnesota Duluth and number 15 Denver from a week ago. Just 1 point separating these two teams entering the weekend in the NCHC standings for third place. The Pioneers entered red hot, unbeaten in their last 6 outings, while Minnesota Duluth trying to turn things around with just 2 wins in their last 7 outings. This series could not have gotten off to a better start for visiting Minnesota Duluth. Less than 4 minutes into the opening frame, Tony Cameronese taking charge, going behind the net, gets a shot on goal that bounces right to Carson Kuhlman, who cleans it up out front. Just like that, it's 1-0 Duluth. Less than 3 minutes later, the Dogs back on the attack. And again, it's Cameronese with the initial shot, this time cleaned up by Austin Farley, who beats Tanner Gillette to make it 2-0. That would lead to a goalie change. Gillette out, Evan Cowley in. The team would take a timeout, settle things down. Different results ensue. Grant Arnold fighting through traffic. Eventually it's Matt Marcineau with the goal. And just like that, it's 2-1. Then later, still in the first, and it's Danton Heinen coming up with the backhand goal here, beating Casimir Kaskasuo there. And it's 2-2 after 1. In the second, Denver would grab the lead. Midway through, Tarek Hammond fighting past 2 defenders. Eventually it's Danton Heinen with his second goal of the night to make it 3-2 Denver. And at the other end of the ice, Evan Cowley was brilliant in his relief performance. 34 saves on the night, stopping this chance here from Dominic Toninato. And it ends in a 3-2 Denver victory. Cowley again with 34 saves in relief. The story afterwards about him.
Evan was huge tonight. I mean, he picked our team up and he made a couple great saves right when he came in, and it gave us a little bit of life. But at the 4-minute mark, a timeout of the first period, Grant Arnold, Matt Van Voris really implored their teammates. They were very vocal about how we needed to start playing the body and we need to start paying a price for each other.
Duluth outshot Denver 46-29 on Friday night in that loss, looking for more scoring opportunities on Saturday night. It would be Denver, though, striking first in the first, midway through on the power play. Dylan Gambrell with the shot tipped out in front by Danton Heinen, and that makes it a 1-0 Pioneers advantage. Denver would not be done in the period, nor would the combination of Heinen and Gambrell. Later, with 2:20 left on the clock in the opening frame, it's going to be Heinen, this time feeding Gambrell. Beats the goaltender there with the one-timer, and after 1, it would be a 2-0 Denver advantage. Nice backhand pass to Heinen, and the finish by Gambrell, giving the Pioneers that 2-0 lead. That score would hold all the way into the third. Duluth finally breaking through a rare rebound opportunity off of Evan Cowley. Willie Raskov had the initial shot, and it's Cameronese cleaning up this time as you see Raskov fanning on the initial opportunity. But Cameronese makes it count as he gets a goal on the night. But as Duluth would outshoot Denver once again 35-29, Denver goes on to win 2-1, getting the sweep. They're unbeaten in their last 8.
I like the way we played. We had a good start. Our intensity was there. I thought we managed the puck really well. UMD's speed is going to cause you to have a lot of breakdowns and spend some time in your end, and that's why they're a quality hockey team. I thought the lead, the power play coming through on the first one, and then that big goal off of kind of a set play really worked for us.
Coming up, the top 2 teams in the NCHC continue to battle for the number 1 spot against the opposition. Those highlights are next. Welcome back. Colorado College has emerged as a major challenge for teams within the NCHC, having won 5 of their last 9 games entering this past weekend series at number 2 North Dakota. UND, meanwhile, skating very short-handed this past weekend without the likes of Drake Kajula, Nick Schmaltz, and Chris Wilkie. The lack of firepower that may have been present for UND did not stop the team from getting out to a quick start. Already 3-0 late in the first, and Luke Johnson takes the feed from Austin Paganski to make it 4-0 North Dakota, just like that. But CC would storm back in the third, tied at 4. And CC with some great passing work. Hunter Feges with the goal to give the Tigers a 5-4 lead. 32 seconds left. North Dakota with the extra attacker on. Rhett Gardner floats one over the CC goaltender to tie it up at 5. This one would go through both overtimes and lead to a shootout. And Brock Besser going to get the all-important goal and the bonus point for UND. It goes in the books as a 5-5 tie, but North Dakota gets 2 points on the night after blowing a 4-0 lead. That was big for them. They'd carry that momentum into Saturday night after a scoreless first. North Dakota starts scoring. Mike Gornall, in just his second game of the season for North Dakota, tips that one out in front off Christian Willanen's stick to make it 1-0. Then, just moments after that, Austin Paganski skating in and goes glove side to beat Tyler Marble for a 2-0 North Dakota lead. Then early in the third, Luke Johnson, a textbook 2-on-1 pass to Bryn Chiswick as Chiswick cashes in to make it 3-0 UND. Then, less than 5 minutes after that, Chiswick this time with a shot on, bouncing right to Rhett Gardner, who was fresh out of the penalty box, and UND rolls to the 5-1 win, getting 5 of 6 points and salvaging a pretty good weekend.
I thought we played a little bit more of a complete game. Yesterday we had a lot of highs and lows, some really amazing parts and some horrible parts. And we talked about if we want to win that championship in that single elimination NCAA tournament, you can't have an off night like that. So I thought today maybe we weren't amazing in any areas, but we were pretty good for 60 minutes.
I think we just came with the mentality that we weren't going to take no for an answer. And we took a while to get a couple goals. Like last time we had the quick ones, but tonight we just came right away and took it to them. And we just stuck to it and we finally got something going.
Back in mid-November, St. Cloud State manhandled Western Michigan, outscoring them in a sweep 16-3. The question would reemerge then as these two teams met this past weekend. Does St. Cloud State have Western Michigan's number, or was it simply just a fluke? St. Cloud State, though, would jump out in the first frame of this one. Working down low, Patrick Newell out to Joey Bennick for the opening goal as the Huskies take a 1-0 lead after one. In the second, 3 minutes in, St. Cloud State on a power play, and they are very dangerous on it. Ethan Proud just enters the zone, shoots and scores to make it 2-0 St. Cloud State. Then, just over a minute and a half after that, off the turnover, Kali Kosala cashing in with the goal out front there to make it 3-0 St. Cloud. And then, fresh off of the face-off right after that, just 16 seconds later, look at the give and go here. David Morley, Patrick Newell, whew, that's just silly. St. Cloud State goes up 4-0. They roll 8-2 in the opening game of this series. So St. Cloud State looking like they own Western Michigan a little bit. Could they flex some more muscle on Saturday night and get the sweep? Get off to a good start on the power play. Joey Bennick gets the party started once again with the opening goal. Give the Huskies a 1-0 lead. Western, though, would answer back on the power play of their own in the first. Frederick Tipples doesn't need anybody else to score that one on the short side to tie things up at 1, but before the end of the opening period, St. Cloud State scores 2 more. Nathan Widman with the goal there to make it 3-1 Huskies after 1 in the second. Western still battling. 2:46 into this opening frame. Second effort by Scott Moldenauer. He gets that one to go. That makes it a 3-2 game, but St. Cloud State once again would answer and answer strongly at the other end. Blake Winicki with the rebound goal here to make it 5-2. St. Cloud State rolls again 7-3 the final. On the weekend, their power play finishes 6 of 10.
The game was way closer than the score, and everybody knew it. They kept fighting like dogs. And
it's hard to beat any team in this league, and it doesn't matter where they're at the standings. You know, it can be a tight game no matter who you're playing. And if we, like obviously against Western, we came out 4-0 on the year, and that's obviously a good sign for us.
All 4 lines have been able to produce offense for us, and we got a couple other bodies in there, and they had some chances. Tedesco and Papa had some chances in there tonight.
We've got more highlights yet to come as Miami continues a concerning trend for Omaha Mavericks fans in their new building. That's next on NCHC Between the Boards. Omaha opened their new Baxter Arena this season with 8 straight wins, but dropped their last 2 in a series sweep at Denver the last time they were playing at home. And a turnaround may be in order as the Mavericks close the season with 8 of 12 at their new building, starting against Miami. This one would stay scoreless until late in the second, just over 6 minutes to go in the period, when Miami finally breaks through. Kiefer Sherwood with the wrister firing that one home to give the Redhawks a 1-0 advantage. Omaha would answer back early in the third, working a power play, some great passing, and Luke Snuggerud makes the nice extra pass there to Austin Ortega to tie things up at 1 goal apiece. Late in the game, though, Omaha would take an too many men on the ice penalty. That would lead to a Miami power play and eventually a Matthew Cato goal to make it a 2-1 Miami advantage. And then with just seconds to go, the Redhawks get the empty netter, Kevin Morris, with the goal as Miami goes on to win 3-1 the final, and Dean Blaze looking for some other guys to step up.
We need other guys stepping up and contributing to the offense by getting something happen in the offensive zone, mainly a goal or assist or make a play.
Everyone's great players on this team, and I think it's just if guys want it or not. I mean, all 4 lines I thought played well tonight. It was just a matter of capitalizing on our opportunities.
Miami would get some offensive punch on Saturday night from an unlikely source. Connor Lemerand entered the night with 0 goals on the year, but here on the rebound effort, he sneaks one in for a 1-0 Miami lead for his first goal of the year. We'll get back to him in a moment. Later in the second, trailing 3-0, Mason Morelli charging into the net gets the goal here to make it a 3-1 game. But again, it was Lemerand at the other end for Miami who simply could not be stopped. Here in the slot, he gets the goal here to make it a 4-1 Miami lead. And then just a few minutes after that, Lemerand scoring a third different way with the tip-in out in front as Miami rolls 7-3, handing Omaha its 4th straight loss at home. Time to check in on the NCHC Players of the Week now. Offensive honors this week go to senior forward Joey Bennick from St. Cloud State. He had 2 goals and 5 assists with a +5 rating in that massive sweep against Western Michigan. Defensive honors go to Miami senior Matthew Cato. He had a goal and 2 assists and a +2 rating on the weekend, including leading a penalty kill unit that went 9 for 10. Rookie of the Week honors go to Rhett Gardner, forward from North Dakota. His 4 goals and a +4 rating on the weekend earned him these honors, including a 68% win percentage on his face-offs against Colorado College. Goaltender of the Week honors go to junior netminder Evan Cowley from Denver. He made 39 saves on Friday in relief and then followed it up with 34 saves in a start on Saturday for the weekend. He had a .53 goals against average and a .986 save percentage. Here are how the teams rank in the polls this week, starting with the USCHO.com poll. 2 teams in the top 5, North Dakota number 2, St. Cloud State number 3. Omaha slides to number 12, while Denver moves up a couple spots to number 13. The USA Today poll looking very similar with North Dakota number 2, St. Cloud State number 3. Omaha checks in at 11 there, while Denver rounds out at number 14. The pairwise rankings mimicking what the NCAA committee will be looking at come postseason time looks like this heading into this weekend. St. Cloud State number 2 here, North Dakota number 3, Omaha holding strong at number 9, and Denver still sitting on the fringe at number 13. The league standings look like this. St. Cloud State, North Dakota still the top 2 teams. Denver solidly in the number 3 spot, while other teams continuing to jockey to get into that top 4 and have home ice come postseason time. Straight ahead on this week's program, teams would love to have 1 solid goaltender. North Dakota is very fortunate. They've had 2 thus far this season. We'll explain why that's been so important next. There were several questions in net for North Dakota at the beginning of this season following the departure of Hobey Baker finalist Zane McIntyre from a year ago. Cam Johnson would take the reins to start the year as a first-year starter for UND, but he would fall early in the season with an injury. Enter Matt Hrynkiw, a former walk-on who has served no more than as a third-string goalie for UND, but the 2 of them have combined to help North Dakota lead the nation with 20 wins so far this season.
We're here with the goaltenders. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to talk a little bit about how you guys work with each other, you know, the competition to get into the games, but also how you really support each other. So talk a little bit about the beginning of the season, and it was kind of an unknown.
Yeah, definitely. Coming into the season, the goaltending was kind of a question mark. You know, I was up for grabs, who's going to grab it, and you know, we both came in there, I thought, and played well, and we've been giving our team a chance to win day in and day out. So I think our tandem so far throughout the season's been great.
Yeah, you guys have done really well. Matt, you stepped in to a situation that was, you know, really difficult. How did you do that, and what were your thoughts initially?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't really know what kind of opportunity I was going to get this year, but obviously it kind of came pretty quickly, and just tried to step in and do my part and just give the team the best chance to win, just like Cam does every night. And I think that's the same with anybody on our team, just trying to contribute. And
did you feel like there was like a little rust you need to get off? Was it a little worrisome?
Getting to the actual game, yeah, it was a little bit different, but it's still the same game that we've all played many, many times. So just tried to keep that in perspective and just play my game. So
that's one of the things I remember when Cam, you got injured. People were like, Matt, who? And I'd say, listen, this guy is so calm, and he's just like, I think he'll get in there and just be like, I got this. This is good. So how did you build your confidence?
I think just playing, yeah, and just applying the things in practice, doing the habits that we've worked on for 2 years. Like it really didn't change much for me, just applying things that I already knew how to do. So.
Very good, and you've done a great job. Let's talk about the two of you together, competing to get in to the games, and how you support each other. What do you think makes the two of you work dynamic-wise?
You know, I think it's our connection off the ice. You know, we're good buddies off the ice, and you know, we both work hard in practice. We're both constantly pushing each other to get better and to do things better, and it's nice, you know, to have someone to talk to or relate to if you're having like an issue in the net or whatever. Coming back to the bench, you know, he's all ears, or him coming back to the bench, I'm all ears. So, you know, we just have a good friendship off the ice, and you know, we push each other to get better, and I think that's what's generated a lot of our success.
You want to add anything?
Yeah,
or?
I think we spent a lot of time even last year getting to know each other quite a bit. We sat beside each other for 2 years now, and then we finally got the chance to get out there and try and do our part, right? And so we all kind of had the same scenario and same feel, and just tried to help each other out the best we could and be just an ear, because each guy kind of trusts each other, and I think just sometimes somebody to bounce something off of is huge in the middle of a game.
Absolutely. So when Cam, you were starting to heal, getting ready to play in a game, did you guys talk about that, and what did that conversation look like?
You know, not really, because, you know, Hrynkiw was on fire, so I respected that. He earned the net, so I wasn't overstepping my boundaries, but obviously I was being supportive with him, and you know, he's playing great, so, you know, let him ride it out. You know, he's on a streak and whatnot, so he was playing great. I knew when I was coming back healthy that nothing was going to be given to me, so you know, we just continue to push each other, and you know, and that's what we've been doing, you know, ever since day one. So.
It doesn't stop here either, you know, starting the second half of the season here. What are your thoughts in moving forward as far as this position goes and the two of you competing for it?
Yeah, I think it's nice because the coaches know they have two guys that can play on any given night. So I think we've done a good job solidifying that the goaltending here is not going to be a question mark anymore. We have guys that can play, and we have guys that can, you know, win you a game and stuff. So.
Yeah. When you started playing in the games, did you feel like you had something to prove? Not necessarily to your teammates, but just kind of in general?
I'm not sure I looked at it that way. I think the coaches trusted me, and I think the coaches trust both of us the same way, and we kind of trust their decisions. And as far as the team, they're endlessly supportive through the whole thing, and right away, like, had everybody kind of behind me, and I knew that, and they played their hearts out just like they do every night, and it was just fun to be a part of that. For sure.
It was fun to see. I mean, it was very clear even before you got in the nets that there was confidence with you guys. You know, you'd see it in the teammates and how they talk about both of you. So it'll be fun to see where you go from here. And thanks for all the success you've helped create so far.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course.
Both Johnson and Hrynkiw have been recognized by the NCHC for their performances this season. Hrynkiw was named Goaltender of the Week once earlier this season while he was filling in, while Johnson has been named Goaltender of the Week 4 times this season, including 3 consecutive weeks in November and December. Don't go anywhere. We've still got more to come here on NCHC Between the Boards. For the first time in more than a month and a half, North Dakota will be taking to the road this weekend and leaving behind the friendly confines of Herauf Engelstad Arena. Waiting for them at the other end will be Western Michigan this weekend. But the UND players are looking forward to an opportunity to get back on the road again.
It's been a while. I think we'll be looking forward to it. We always enjoy going out on the road. Western Michigan's a fun place to play with their student sections, so we'll have a nice week of practice here and then head out there and hopefully come home with 2 wins.
It's been a while. I mean, first half of the year we spent a lot of time on the road, and it's been nice to be home. It's always fun to go on the road and just hang with the guys in the hotel and stuff like that, so I'm looking forward to it, a little change.
In addition to number 2 North Dakota at Western Michigan, here's what else is on tap for the NCHC teams this weekend. Number 12 Omaha visits Colorado College, and number 13 Denver visits Miami. In non-conference play, Minnesota Duluth is at Northern Michigan, while St. Cloud State is at the North Star College Cup in St. Paul, where they will play Minnesota State on Saturday and then play either Bemidji State or Minnesota on Sunday. Key games for those teams looking to increase their efforts in the pairwise rankings for sure. We'll recap all of those games right here next week on the show. We hope to see you then. Until next time, enjoy the games this weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching NCHC Between the Boards.